Sun spilled gold on Laurel Hollow. The creek sang its endless song. My Solomon worked the fields he loved, where we thought we all belonged.
Chapter 1. The Quiet. Afore the Storm. I can still see them hills like they wore back then. Soft green ridges, a-rollin' under the ye. Summer sky. The sun spillin' gold across the hollers. The creek singin' its endless song. Laurel Hollow was our home place, and though war crept across the land, the holler felt, for a spell, untouched. My man, Solomon. He worked the fields with the strength of someone who loved the soil, and my father-in-law, Edmund, he kept a watchful eye on the valley. The war was fur away, they said. Yet the shadow of hit reached our door in whispers. Neighbors murmured of deserters hidin' out in the woods, of farms raided for corn or stock, of men turnin' on each other in hunger and fear. We prayed nightly for protection, leanin' hard on the good Lord to shield our little family. I recollect holdin' my young'uns close at night, singin' the old hymns my mammy taught me. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. I believed hit then, just as I do now, and yet no faith could still the worry that clutched at my heart. Chapter 2. Shadows on the ridge. The first warnings come, as hurried knocks and uneasy faces at the edge of our clearin'. Caleb Blevins, a neighbor from the ridge up yonder, come pantin' to our porch. Mary, he says, there's talk of raiders movin' through the valley, men with no colors, lookin' for victuals, and trouble. I drawn my shawl tight. How many? Half a dozen, maybe more. Rafe Hensley's with 'em. I swallowed hard. I knowed Rafe from a young'un, a boy who'd oncet played with Solomon in the creek. Now, he led men with torchlight in their eyes. Solomon's face darkened at the news, but he never spoke the words I saw in my heart. We spent the day gettin' ready, securin' the corn, hidin' what we could, and prayin'. The wind toted the scent of smoke from other farms raided to the south. Even the mountains seemed uneasy, the pines whisperin' warnings. Chapter 3. The Night Riders. They come after sunset, torchlight a-bobbin' across the ridges like fireflies. Solomon went to the door, rifle ready, but unraised. I clutched my young'uns close, whisperin' hymns under my breath. Blackburn, a voice called. Hit war, Rafe. We know what you've done. Feedin' Union men over in Elk Creek. Edmund stepped forward, leanin' on his cane. We ain't fed no one, but our family, he said. His voice was steady, though the menacing shadows of the torches flickered across his lined face. The raiders got down, kickin' at the barn door, pryin' at the corn crib. I could see Rafe's eyes flash with anger and fear, a mixture that made him more dangerous than a trained soldier. Solomon tried to reason with him. Rafe, he says, we've knowed each other since we war boys. Don't do this. But words failed. A rifle cracked, sharp in the night. Solomon. He fell. My scream tore through the holler. As I run to him, the men grabbed what they could. A cow, some hams, the last sacks of corn. Then they vanished into the night, leaving us to the quiet that followed the storm. Chapter 4. The mornin' after. At dawn, the neighbors come, the Blevins, the Hauks, the Reeses, drawn by our cryin' and the sound of the raiders leavin'. We buried Solomon beneath the white oak by the barn, a tree that shaded him since he wore a boy. I pressed my hands into the earth, whisperin' a prayer for his soul, and for my own. How do we keep on? I asked my father-in-law. He put a hand on my shoulder. By trustin' the Lord, Mary. By holdin' fast to what is good. And so, we done hit. We cleaned the barn, mended the fences, and begun again. Each day was a small victory, each meal a blessin'. The mountains didn't forgive, but they endured. And so did we. Chapter 5. Seeds of Forgiveness. Spring brought warmth and new life. The raiders' war gone. Scattered, some dead, some fled west. One come back, not as a thief, but as a man seekin' pardon. He knelt in our yard, askin' for forgiveness. Solomon was gone. But the Lord's mercy warn't. I lifted him into my arms, my tears soakin' his coat. The Lord has mercy for all, I said, and I meant hit with every beat of my heart. Through the next years, the holler healed, the crops grew, the young'uns thrived, and our faith become the backbone of our strength. I told the story to my children, not with bitterness, but with truth, that even in the worst darkness, God's light could shine. Chapter 6. The White Oak and the Cross. Epilogue. Years later, I sit aneath the white oak that shades Solomon's grave. My hair is white, my hands lined like the bark above me, but my heart recollects the boy I loved, the man who fell, and the God who stayed. The holler is peaceful now. Travelers hear the creek, see the mountains, and sense the quiet. But I hear the voice of my Solomon sometimes, toted on the wind. Don't let hate take ye, and I do not. I teach my grand young'uns the hymns and the stories of faith, courage, and forgiveness. I tell 'em how war can come to our doors, how men may fail, how hearts may break, but how God's love endures, as steady and eternal as the mountains themselves. Solomon rests aneath the oak, and I walk in the shadow of his memory. The Lord has brought us through, and we are whole. The end.
The creek sang its endless song. My Solomon worked the fields he loved, where we thought we all belonged. The war was just a whisper, a shadow far away. We'd sing a present help in trouble to keep the fear at bay. Oh, the hills of Laurel Hollow, they saw the torchlight gleam. They